Sheshadri's shop was right there on Market Street. It wasn't a big shop, but it was full of shiny gold and sparkly jewels. Every morning, he opened his shop the same way, with lots of loud from all the locks and chains. His hands were old and wrinkly, but they moved like a great artist's. He always had his magnifying glass on his nose, looking super closely at every jewel. Everyone in town knew Sheshadri. He didn't talk much, but he made beautiful jewelry and he was always honest. One hot afternoon, when the air smelled like flowers and coffee, something exciting happened. Mrs. Ranganayaki, the wife of the important judge, came into the shop. Her fancy silk dress made a soft, swishy sound. She loved beautiful jewels, so Sheshadri always felt a little nervous when she visited. She laughed and asked about his newest jewelry. Then she saw a beautiful diamond necklace and couldn't take her eyes off it. Sheshadri showed Mrs. Ranganayaki the necklace. The diamonds sparkled in the light, making the whole shop look brighter. Sheshadri was very proud of this necklace. He picked every diamond himself, and the way it was made showed how skilled he was. Mrs. Ranganayaki gasped. She loved it. She put it on and looked at herself in the mirror. The diamonds looked amazing with her dress. They talked about the price for a while, which they always did, and finally, she decided to buy it. Sheshadri started wrapping the necklace carefully in soft paper and cotton. Suddenly he felt a little sick. The necklace felt too light. He looked in the paper, his forehead all wrinkled up. His hands were usually so steady, but now they were shaking. He looked everywhere. Where was the necklace? Oh no, it was gone. Sheshadri was so scared. "The necklace! It's missing!" he said, his voice shaky. Mrs. Ranganayaki thought it was funny at first, but then she realized what was happening. She got mad. "You're a thief!" she yelled. Sheshadri said, "No, I didn't take it." But she didn't believe him. All the yelling brought Constable Ramanujam, the town policeman, to the shop. He was usually very happy and friendly, but now he looked worried. He knew everyone in town and always tried to be fair. He calmed Mrs. Ranganayaki down and listened to Sheshadri's story. Then he started looking around the shop for the necklace, under the tables and behind the shelves. Everyone waited and waited. The only sound was the old clock ticking on the wall. Then Ramanujam laughed. He had found the necklace. It was tucked into the folds of Mrs. Ranganayaki's sari. It must have fallen in there when she was talking. Sheshadri felt so much better. Mrs. Ranganayaki was embarrassed. She said sorry to Sheshadri. Everyone in town laughed about it later. Even though it was scary at the time, it became a funny story. Sheshadri learned that even though he was very careful, mistakes can still happen. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. The people in town teased Sheshadri about it. It was a good reminder that sometimes surprising things happen, just like a clock can suddenly stop working. Some surprises are embarrassing and some are funny, but they always teach us something.